Good morning, ma'am. We are here to report about resignation letter. And I asked John Ray Garcia to share the PowerPoint presentation.
So, good morning, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. I am Jan Alexis Sandanero, the first reporter of the resignation letter. Key takeaways. A resignation letter is a formal document notifying an employer that you are leaving your job. A resignation letter includes notice that you're resigning, your ending date of employment, and your contact information. You can include additional details, but they are not required. Resignation letters can be submitted, print, or sent by email. In some cases, you may want to share a printed letter with a manager in person. So, what is a resignation letter? A resignation letter is a document that notifies your employer that you are leaving your job. It formalizes your departure from your current employment and can be submitted by email or as a printed letter. The letter serves as written notice of your resignation and provides the details of your departure from employment, including information about the end date of your employment.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. I'm a second reporter of the resignation letter. You want to give the letter to your employer. It's polite to give a resignation letter well in advance of your departure. Doing in advance being generally accepted as the minimum unless circumstances require that you resign without advance notice or without a wage short notice. In some cases, you may not able to provide notice. If you're working in a difficult workplace, have a family emergency, or other circumstances require you to move on right away, give your employer as much notice as feasible given the situation. When you are considered a not well employee, you are not legally required to give a notice. If you have an employment contract, it's important to adhere to its terms when you're resigning. Check your contract to determine how much notice you need to give your employer. If you tell your boss the person that you're resigning, have a printed copy of resignation letter ready to share. When you work remotely or resign with short notice, however, you can send your resignation via email.
Morning, I'm Gamil. I'm a third reporter of resignation letter. Why we need to make a resignation letter? You should write a resignation letter because it's official thing to do, whether you work at hospital or coffee shop. Resignation letter officially gives notice to your boss that you are leaving the job and someone else will need to be hired to replace your and take your responsibilities. So give a positive and graceful exit. A letter of resignation will open things employer of the opportunities to provide the admission experience or how the employee enjoyed their time there.
Good morning, ma'am. I am Tony Garcia. I am the fourth reporter for today. When to give a resignation letter? Submit your resignation letter 2 to 4 weeks before beginning your new job. If you have a good relationship with your boss, discuss your resignation beforehand to figure out how to handle the transition. Resigning and when your final day of work will be. If you like to include more details, you can, but they are not required. Here's how to write a resignation letter with information on what to include in each section of the letter. Contact information. A written letter should include your and the employer's contact information, name, title, company name, address, phone number, email, followed by the date. Contact information via email. In an email resignation letter, include your contact information at the end of the letter. After your signature, you don't need to include the company's contact information. Greeting, greeting. Address the resignation letter to your manager using their formal title. Paragraph 1. Note that you are resigning from your job and state the date on which your resignation will be effective. This will give the employer official notice for your personal file. Paragraph 2. You can mention the reason you're leaving, but this is not required. If you have chosen to give a reason, be sure it's a positive one, such as starting a new job, leaving the workplace, or going back to school.
Morning,
Closing.
ma'am. I am Daniel Cortez,
Use
the next reporter. Closing. Use a formal sign-off such as sincerely or yours sincerely. Signature. Written letter. End with your handwritten signature followed by your typed name. Signature. Email. Include your typed name followed by your contact information. How to format a resignation letter. Resignation letter should be simple, short, and written in business format using a traditional font. Length of the letter. Most resignation letters are no more than one type page. Font and size. Use a traditional font size such as Times New Roman, Arial, or Calibri. Your font size should be between 10 or 12 points. Format. A resignation letter should be single page with a space between each paragraph. Use use 1 inch margins and align the text to the alignment of the most business document.
So this is the resignation template. This is the first example of a hard copy letter. Next, this is another example of hard copy letter. And the last one, this is an example. You see the difference, the example of email resignation letter. Next, and that's the end of our presentation. Thank you for watching, ma'am, and God bless.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.